What's happening, people? Welcome to this week's edition of the Flex and Rants show, man. It's been an absolutely crazy week. But before we start on anything, because we've got so much to talk about, first of all, welcome back.
Bro,
Thanks for leaving me.
hey, I'm sorry, bro. It's good to be back, boy. It's not good for them, but it's good for us, bro.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. But before we even start off any topics, man, United Standards reached 400k. Look at that. The growth has been immense, and it's all down to you lot, all the viewers around the world. There's some out there who said this channel would never be anywhere near that size. And it's amazing that it is. When I first started on here about 18 months ago now, it had about 120.
But that's
I think when you started, it had about 220,
when I started
300.
in May, it was 220, bruv. Now we're on
400, mate.
400 in less than a year, bruv, since I've come on as well. Bruv, we've been flying, and it's only, bruv, we're just warming up.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody involved in the channel. And like I said, most of all, you guys at home now.
You know what's beautiful about this moment, yeah? I spoke to Troopz the night before the game. He knew I wasn't in the country. And then, obviously, man's mouth was doing Mo Farah after the game. Where's Rants? You know where Rants is. Obviously, you're my bro, innit? That's the only reason why you're not going to get fully, like, toasted, innit? Like, that's the only reason, innit? Because it's all love. Him and Uncle Robbie, blood. You know what it is. But you see, I'm chilling now, out of the woodwork, and I'm seeing... What's that? That man think it's WWE Raw or something. That Southern Fried Brock Lesnar or something. What's his name? Heavy D or something. Now I'm saying Keith Sweats, blood. Talking that shit. Them man love to call out Mark and that because they know that Mark's chilling at home. Do you know what I'm saying? When I was running through your channel, bruv, like Bombay Street Food, where were you, blood? Where were you? Weren't nowhere. And I mean, and now the guy just had like courage for breakfast, and then he's coming out. Oh, hey, Mark Goldbridge Green, shut up, man. Do you know what I mean? Seriously. Like, you don't want, bruv, your heart can't take the pressure that man will bring for you, blood. Your heart can't take it, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? I already offered your brethren something that he didn't take, blood. DT stands for didn't take, didn't turn up, blood. I already offered it to man. He didn't want it, but if you want it, you can have smoke, blood. Do you know what I mean? Because when choosing...
Why you have to take it there?
Bruv, no, because when choosing... Because you know what it is, yeah? Keep it to football, innit? Keep it to football. That's all you need to do. Don't call names, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not rivals on or off the pitch, blood. I'll tell you why, blood. You man are trying to hold on to this rivalry because it reminds you of when you were relevant in football, blood. That's why. You know what I'm saying? You man ain't won a league since Pokemon cards, blood. They haven't. That's why they're trying to hold on to this. We're not rivals. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not. Man singing at 49, yeah, 49, undefeated and that. You know what I mean? Singing the 20 times Man United rhythm, blood. You man are always stealing our shit, blood. You know what I mean? You man are unbeaten, blood. You man are virgins in Europe. You never dipped your willy in the wetness, yeah, of European trophies, blood. That's what it is.
Yeah, funny. Paddy Curran walked past as well, yeah.
You see what I'm
saying? And I was like, yeah, that's a European Cup. Who's that? Like, don't worry, you're coming.
You see what I'm saying? You Paddy don't know, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? You man are not relevant. So they're holding on to this rivalry, yeah, because it reminds them of when they were someone. You're no one now, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So one win don't change none of that. So it's all gravy. As I said, blood, Southern Fried Brock Lesnar. If you want some, you can get it, innit? Mark sits behind the green screen in front of the green screen. It don't matter, blood. Like, man's out here, innit? So there is no rivalry, but if man wants a rivalry, keep it about football. Man don't care about your Gabonese. It's not even Jamie Vardy. It's the Gabonese Agbon Lahore, fam. Because
that's what they was killing me there because Anita was saying to me, why are you going to call it? I goes, bruv, they both got long names. I can't pronounce it.
But this is it. Not even that, bruv. He's just DJ Khaled, blood. He makes 10-second freaking cameos and takes all the credit, blood. What does man do, blood? He turns up for 10 seconds a game, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? Gets a tapping or a penalty, a man is screaming his name, blood. Troopz his new BFF and that, blood. Leave it all out. Do you know what I mean? You don't want smoke, innit? So, like, man won't hiding from nothing. Big 30th birthday and that out there with the man them in Portugal living my best life, bruv. But man's back now and my foot will be on your neck. When you trip up, man's going to catch you, yeah, with a rope and you're getting hung, blood. Because that's what's going to happen. Because it will happen every year. Every single year it happens. You man pipe up and then there's a greatest compilation of Arsenal fan TV L's, blood. Every year. Am I lying?
No, that's true.
And when it drops, I'm doing a live watch along on my channel, blood. Please know that.
Watch along with Mark with the green screen.
We might have to do that. And expressions, blood. I'm telling you, that freeway from hell, blood. So you man know, innit? Man's back. None of that slander, bruv, because I'll be at your neck, bruv. Oh yeah, and by the way, it's funny how, yeah, you man won a game, yeah? And all you did was talk about us, blood. Man are living rent-free in your head, blood. And speaking of rent, you still owe Jesse that rent on the 31st of the month, blood. Please know, blood. Jesse Lingard Stadium, 31st of the month. Make sure all the money's there, blood. That's it, blood.
This guy, he was like, Flex, I need just let me speak. So yeah, that's Rants' views on that situation. We will start talking about obviously what's going on in the week, and we'll get to the Arsenal game. But I'm sorry, I know we've just lost against Arsenal, whatever. We're all still optimistic, but let's rewind a little bit, because Paris
in the last 8 of the Champions League, bro.
I mean, you guys were following my Instagram stories, and it was doing the rounds. My reaction to that penalty. It was on Australian TV. It was here. It was all over the internet. That wasn't even my intention. I was just capturing that raw emotion of it. But it was like I was battling with myself. I was saying to myself, I can't look, but still looking. I was saying, I'm not gonna look, but still looking. I was just, it was just a range of emotions, and that comeback, like we're the only team in history to be losing at home in by 2 goals and to come back. It's just fantastic. The rival fans will give it that whole, oh, you acted like you won the Champions League. Shut up. Get out of it. First of all, half of these men are saying that it's an overreaction. The men are not even in the competition. So let's just squash that. And secondly, when you come back, like I don't care what fan you are, because I had some sensible fans who are actually rival fans saying, actually, do you know what? Hats off. You know what I mean? The sensible ones, but them little salty guys were like, oh, you acting like you won. And it's the same man who just beat us on the weekend acting like they won the league.
But that's what I mean. Even the guy Yannick, but he's an Arsenal fan, and he even said, he was like, bro, like you have to respect what United just done. Like you have to, innit? Like that. Nothing's felt like that since 2008. Nothing, bro. That the emotion, the pure emotion,
and the way we did it as well.
And the way we did it. And you know what it was, yeah? Like we scored the early goal. I didn't get ahead of myself. It's when Di Maria scored and it was offside. I was like, we're gonna win this. you know from yeah. As soon as that goal wasn't allowed, I was like, bruv, you're not allowed to beat us today. Like it just wasn't gonna happen. And then when the thing went to VAR, I knew we were gonna get the pen.
Did you?
I knew
well, in the stadium, Rants, I don't know if you saw my story. I was like, all right, it's a corner. If we're going to do it, we have to do it now, last minute. Then you see the ref like just taking ages. And you were like, you couldn't see what was going on. But like, when he blew for a penalty, it felt like a goal.
Yeah. I knew we were going to get the
What was your reaction when he pointed to the spot?
I just, bro, my heart stopped, bro. Like, it was emotional, bro. Like, my eyes were welling up, everything. I couldn't believe it. Like, it was peak.
Talk me through the run-up.
And I knew Rashford was going to score, blood. He done it for
Was you fully confident?
110% confident.
There was not an ounce of doubt.
You see Marcus Rashford, yeah? You see when he stepped up for England and man were like, oh, he's never taken a penalty. That was his first World Cup, all of this. Marcus wanted that penalty, bro. Like, he trusts himself. Marcus Rashford, yeah, for all people to say about his decision-making and all that, yeah, it's suspect. But I tell you what about Marcus, he believes in himself. He's got that belief. That's why he shoots from places he has no business shooting from. When he said to Lukaku, who was on a hat-trick, I'm taking this, I knew he was scoring, bro. There was no doubt in my mind. None whatsoever. As soon as I saw the run-up, it reminded me of England shootout. Rashford buried it, bro.
Think about
same run up, same corner.
Yeah, true. Think about when we was in the lead up to the game and someone asked us a question. It's really interesting how it pans out. I can't remember who it was, so shout out, you know who you are when you're watching. They said, would you rather a 3-1 win against PSG or Arsenal? And we both chose Arsenal because we said, yeah, the PSG thing, like, you know, even if we win, we probably won't win the Champions League. But now it's happened. Like, it's funny how everything kind of changed. Obviously, we didn't want to lose to Arsenal. I still would have took that. But in the way that now we've got it, it's kind of like, well, the confidence is there, even with the Arsenal loss.
It doesn't change for me, though. You see, football, yeah? Football is very fickle, innit? In a sense that, like, you can be here 1 minute, then there the next. It's just like we beat Paris, and then we lose to Arsenal, then it's like, But for me, like, when I'm looking long sight, yeah, I'm saying, bruv, like, if we get Porto next or something, yeah, then we can beat them. But, bruv, if man end up with Barcelona, do you know what I mean? Like, if we end up with Barcelona and get slapped, like, we won't get slapped. But if we get beaten over both legs and that, then all of a sudden, yeah, that feeling in Paris was amazing. But what does it really mean, bruv, in the grand scheme of things? Do you know what I'm saying? So, for me, it's just like, if man said, yeah, boom, you beat Arsenal, yeah, and then you probably finish third, or you beat Paris, yeah, and then it might go out next round. Anyway, I'll still stick with what I said. Because
that's
for me, the league position
choose.
means more to me because I genuinely don't think we can win the Champions League.
But looking at it like this, because do you know what? There's the way we came back in that. There's a lot of people saying it's written. Like, you know, you get them seasons. Like, look how when Chelsea done it, they rode everything. So isn't there a little bit of it? But isn't there a little bit of like, do you know what? If you can go to Paris 2-0 down. Win 3-1 on the night and go through. Isn't there a sense of, well, why should we fear anyone?
There is, but like
Because it's a cup competition and
like,
anything can
one
happen.
thing I would say is, yeah, we had injuries, Pogba was suspended and that, all the odds were against us, yeah. And also, like I said it, like something special is going to happen this year, but it might not be the Champions
think it was
League.
just
It might
that,
just be
or?
the FA Cup, bro. I said it, I said, Oli Solskjaer, yeah, number 20, bro. Like, he was number 20, 20 years since the treble. Dallo was number 20, won the penalty. Like, it's just all weird, blood. Like, so bare 20s flying all over the place. I'm like, Solskjaer's going to do something this year, innit? That could have been it. That could have been the amazing thing, or it could be the FA Cup win. It could be that. Do you know what I'm saying?
But you feel like something's on the horizon.
Or it could be him getting us top 4 when
we didn't have a chance.
When we didn't have a chance, when the bus driver had us, like, literally, like, 2 points off 8th. Do you know what I'm saying? It could be that. Like, I don't know what it is, but I told man something is going to happen, but do I think it's the Champions League? No, I don't. If we win the Champions League, no one's going to be happier than me, but I have to be realistic and look at the squads. The squads of these teams, like even that PSG team that we beat, yeah? Remember when you said to me, I hope they don't embarrass us. And I said, they're going to come out mad complacent and try and ole us off the pitch because they're 2-0 up. You know what I'm saying? And we caught them napping early. Look at that back pass.
I do feel that the game, because the rival fans will say, oh, you were so lucky. And there was an element of luck in the game. But our attitude was spot on. Well, there was, because Buffon, when does he ever do that?
Yeah, but you could say
there's
that,
an element of luck there.
Goalkeepers can make a mistake.
Well, we've seen with De Gea, that's what I'm saying. So it's an element of luck.
How many saves did De Gea make in that game? Yeah, we said, right, he shouldn't have made them saves. De Gea's made some amazing saves over his career. He didn't make one in that game.
Absolutely. But we kept them at bay. But what I was saying is that the game had a bit of everything. It had a controversial penalty decision that, to the letter of the law, that I've seen referees saying it's a penalty. But it's kind of like, if that's given against you, you're saying, I don't know about that. It had that.
Me, I would have been pissed.
It had mistakes. It had PSG being on an off day, and it had us applying ourselves and being disciplined. Oli making the right tactical check. It had everything in it. It had drama. The goal came in the 91st minute. Like, it had everything. It was one of them games that was just
classic game.
Classic. That you just think, for me, especially, and the people that were there, you'll say I was there, and for the people that were watching it at home, like yourselves and everyone, all of you guys, I remember when I saw that game. Do you know what I mean? But look, there's some more questions about that, but before we wrap it up on that, quickly wrap it up on the PSG game, you're looking at the names left in the hat. Obviously, the ones that scream out to you are the Portos and PSGs. PSGs. Porto and Porto and Ajax. Porto and Ajax, you would say maybe. And Bayern got Liverpool. I think Bayern are going to beat them. I think Bayern are going to beat them. You never know, but I think Bayern are going to beat them. But who would you like to see us go and face in the next round? Considering, it's the Champions League and everyone's tough, but
honestly,
would it be debate Porto or Ajax, or would you think, give me Real Madrid? Real Madrid.
Bro,
give me Barca.
This is a good time to play Real Madrid.
No, they're out.
Remember, there you go. It's even better time to play them. They got Ajax still. But I still think we beat Ajax. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, no.
There's
the
no
way we're
easy
playing,
games,
we'll beat Ajax. There's no easy games, innit? This isn't the same Ajax team we beat in Europa League. Like,
they're better. Yeah, way better.
They're better. Do you know what I mean? But we beat Ajax. We beat Porto. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can see an argument for us beating everyone that's still in the competition.
What about a domestic team? Because we can get them now. We can get a Tottenham. If Liverpool go through, we can get them. Man City probably will go through. I fancy us over two legs in domestic.
I fancy us against all the domestic teams. Like, Man City are the only ones. As I said, Man City are the only team that I feel are just a level above us in terms of depth. I don't think Liverpool.
They are over everyone.
I don't think Liverpool are. I think Man City are the only elite team in the Premier League. Like, they're elite, bruv. They got 22 man. That like their second team would finish in the top 6. Bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? That's how good they are. So, but Liverpool. Nah, I still don't believe in them. You know what I mean? Their bums will go like the Everton game it went. Do you know what I mean? And I said it's happening again, and then I start getting all this racial abuse from the Scousers. And that was just pathetic. I was loving it, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Because you lot always deliver. You know what I mean? You always deliver, man. Kippers for dinner. That's what it is. So it's all good.
Listen, just before we move on to the Arsenal game, I just want to say a big shout out to that fan who was stabbed in PSG. I spoke to one of the fans that I see week in, week out. You know who you are. He sent me a message just explaining that it was his best friend, actually, that he's doing well. He's on the recovery. And Ollie sent him a message as well, which is good. So our thoughts and all that are with you. If you're watching this, and if you're not, I hope it finds you. Every United fan is behind you, and even fans across the world, because nobody should have to go through what you went through. So we're wishing you a speedy recovery and hope to see you at the games very soon. So a big shout out to you, my friend. Let's talk Arsenal. But before we do, we've got a little bit of a guest, actually, on the Flexer Rants show. He's standing behind the camera, looking at me with his beady little eyes. Come on then, get in there. Come on then. Mr. Claude, how's it going?
Yeah, lovely, especially yesterday after we beat the Rovers' return.
Here we go. And how fitting that we're in a pub at the minute as well. Nice pun. When I came to you, when we just met up at where we're filming now, actually, and even at the time, you were saying on your Arsenal AFTV fan cams, let's take it easy, let's calm down. But big win for you lot yesterday.
Yeah, it's a big win,
how you
but
feeling?
it's only 3 points at the end of the day, and we've got to get another 18 or 19 points to secure 4th place. So it's still a long way to go, and it's going to be a right battle. I mean, it could be all 4 could be in for 2 places on the last game of the season. That's how close it is at the moment. At this present moment, I think the run-in looks easy on paper, but then we've got our away record this season has been shocking. So you can't take anything for granted. I mean, we haven't got none of the top 6, but we've got difficult away games. The Wolves have proved very difficult to all the top teams this year. Everton can be on their day, and Watford on their day.
Deanie knows about that, mate, with the kahunas, man. He knows.
They can be real rubbish, and the next week they can absolutely turn it on. So you never know what to expect with Watford. So it's going to be tricky, but. I'm not as 100% like some Arsenal fans are.
Yeah, there's certain ones who are acting like you lot won the league yesterday and that it's all signed, sealed and delivered, but not quite.
Very excitable, weren't they? Yeah. But see, that's the problem. See, the mentality of our fan base, I'm afraid, has gone to the expectation level is not as high as it used to be. I mean, I go back and back. Challenging Man United and Chelsea for titles, you know what I'm saying? And we're not doing that anymore. Now we're looking to get in that back door for top 4. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not a nice place to be, is it?
And the expectation level's gone down. And of course they're excited, and it seemed like we won the cup final.
On the game yesterday, I'll go to you in a second, Rants. Do you feel like Arsenal deserved that? Like, there's a lot of Arsenal fans who, when I was speaking to them, I think I was watching a completely different game. I'm not taking away the W because they won the game. The facts are the facts. But in terms of your performance, I don't think you were as good as a lot of Arsenal fans were saying you was.
It was a good performance. It wasn't brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's get this right. We've got to get into perspective. Yeah. I think on the day, Manchester United were not into. They weren't top gear.
Yeah.
I think maybe they felt the effects of the European trips more than Arsenal did. I think that's took a lot out of them. I was surprised. I told you before the game, Flex. No, I was surprised that they didn't play Martial instead of Dalot. I thought
He's just come back off an injury, couldn't play him.
Yeah, but if I'd give him 60 minutes and then. You know, if that was me, I would give him 60 minutes and then take him off. Because I don't think the other guy is anywhere near that sort of class. I thought Pogba had one of his worst games I've ever seen in a United shirt. And at the end of the day, I think we deserved the win, but you had chances in the game, didn't you?
And another day, when it was 0-0, Lukaku hits the crossbar, then Leno, and that's not normally a good thing we're saying about Arsenal, the keeper situation.
Had a great game, and at the other end, where De Gea had an absolute blinder last year, where he had a superb game last year. He didn't. He had that shot. I'm not sure whether it was the wind that done it. The way he hit it, the ball was moving, but because it was very windy.
Guess left,
it was quite windy out there.
You're sounding like Ty now. Come on.
No. I'm talking for both.
Yeah, there was a little bit of swerve, but for him, I just think it's a big mistake. I think he'll look at that, even with the wind and the rain and whatever. De Gea will be looking at that and thinking, I've got to do better.
The way he hit that shot, it looked the way that ball moved. You know what I mean? It was.
It did kind of go from right to left, but what Claude's saying there, Rants, you know, fair play to him. He's kind of saying, you know, it wasn't as good a performance as some Arsenal fans think it was. Do you think that we deserve to win the game, or you get what you deserve because we didn't?
I'm relaxed. I know in football, that sometimes it's just one of those days. Man, have to put it down to that and nothing more than that. Some of the football I saw us play was breathtaking, bruv. Some of the build-up, the counters was beautiful. But at the end of the day, football's a game of momentum, bruv. Like, when you're on top, you need to score. You see, when we hit the bar, then they went down the other end and scored straight away, bruv. That told me everything I needed to know about the game. Because that goal goes in. If Lukaku doesn't hit the bar, and that's 6 inches low and we go 1-0 up, we win that game 3-4-0 comfortably, bro. That's how comfortable the game would have been.
they would have been, their heads would have been down.
Their heads would have dropped. They would have said, "Oh no, not again! Like this is happening."
You could say that about last season. You know, when we played you last season, it was 3-1. We had about 29 shots on goal, didn't we? And it was absolutely so that could have gone either way as well.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, I don't think you've done enough in the game to warrant anything out of the game.
I think we did. I think if we would have taken our chances.
You said it yourself that your goalkeeper had a blinder, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, our goalkeeper didn't have nothing to do, bruv. Like, he has 2 saves. Like, the first goal he should have saved. But other than that, you can't say he should have saved the penalty because it's a penalty. But other than that, what did De Gea do? Nothing, bro.
True.
Like, nothing. Your goalkeeper was the busiest of the 2. You were at home. You started 5 at the back in your own backyard. Like, we were definitely the better team over the balance of the 90 minutes. I think the first half an hour, we started slowly. But for an hour, we were all over you. Second half, even Ian Wright said to Rio Ferdinand. Ian Wright said to Rio Ferdinand, he said, "You know what? You lot were unlucky today." Like, he knows.
I know where you're coming from. You say we're all over, but that because you're a goal behind, you're going to have most of the ball, aren't you? Okay. It's what you do with most of the ball that counts, isn't it? At the end of the day, if you don't put it in the back of the net or you don't convert the chances, and I mean, Lukaku should have scored once, didn't he? You know what I mean? It was like the old Lukaku.
It was. You know what? A lot of these guys, right? Because you know our criticism of Lukaku, and a lot of these guys, and just people that I speak to in this good patch he was on, well, like put some respect. And I was saying, you know, he's confident.
Before the game, I said, if Lukaku does it in this game, then I will start to respect him. Until that, it don't mean nothing.
Done it in PSG, which is higher level.
Like, at the end of the day, people have purple patches, innit? Like, people have purple patches. There's a reason why, in 56 games, Lukaku has something like 6 games against the top 6 in 56 games. You know why? Because against the top 6 teams, you have to be clinical because you get less chances. You can't have a 1 in 5 striker at a top club. If Sergio Aguero, Harry Kane, these guys were 1 in 5 strikers, they wouldn't score the amount of goals they score. The reason why these guys score 30s, 40 goals a season is because these are 1 in 2 strikers, not 1 in 5s. 1 in 5 is not good enough for an elite level. And what pisses me off the most about him, remember last season that ESPN interview, the bullshit with fucking about the bus driver, I run through a wall from him and people need to do this, that and the other. Bro, the honest truth is loads of people looked at the interview and said, he come across really arrogant and this, that and it. But he's not arrogant, bro. You know what he is, He's insecure, blood. That's what he is.
B-Tech,
Bro,
you're out of order. You're out of order, you.
You know what it is, bro? He's insecure, blood. He's an insecure footballer, blood. Because you see, when you're secure in your ability, when
exactly. You can't even say his name.
When you're secure in your ability, you don't talk about it. The criticism goes over your head, bruv. You see Marcus Rashford, You see the reason why he wanted to take that penalty against PSG because he believes in himself. If Ron believed in himself, he wouldn't be a 1 in 5 striker. Because the goals he scored against Crystal Palace shows, that when he actually thinks about it, he's got it in his locker to find these corners. But in the moments where the pressure's on, man, he don't believe in himself. Everyone's saying, Leno had a good game, but don't leave it down to Leno, bro. Because if that
he should have scored.
If that drops to Kun Aguero, them 3 chances, it don't matter who was in goal. They could. You have 2 goalkeepers in there. He's smashing the roof. He's smashing it out. Same with Harry Kane, bro.
Right. I know. Do you think now? Do you honestly believe it's Solskjaer that's running your team, or do you think it's Ferguson?
It's not Ferguson. All right, let me put the record straight here. Let me get. I said this to DT. I said this to DT, because he said the same thing. Listen, let me tell you something, right? Sir Alex Ferguson has been in a upper capacity since he's left the club. He's been involved. He's been there. In terms of this running the thing, what rival fans don't understand is the fact that we have Mick Phelan. Mick Phelan was Sir Alex's right-hand man. He managed Solskjaer. He was his right-hand man for our most successful periods. For you, who was your thing? Pat Wright? Who was your assistant?
I would have said it was Kyrgios and McLaren, really. More.
True. They're other 2, but Mick's always been there. He's always been there. So in this present day, without bringing back a Mollenstein or like you said, a Kyrgios or whatever, in this present day, in our dressing room, he is the closest thing you could probably get to a Sir Alex with the message. What you got to realise about how we're running at the moment is, yes, Ollie is the interim manager and the final decisions lay with him, but if you look at our coaching staff, it's Carrick, McKenna, Phelan and Ollie, they all know the club inside out. They've been there and done it at the club, and they're feeding in the values, and they're working as a team. Sometimes on the touchline at the edge of the dugout, you'll see Mick Phelan giving out orders. Sometimes you'll see Carrick. Sometimes you'll see Ollie. It's a team collective effort. So this misconception that is...
have no influence under Mourinho, was it?
No, he wasn't. He had his own backroom staff. Feeling's only coming with Ollie, got appointed with Ollie. So what the misconception is with a lot of rival fans is, oh, it's Fergie's giving the team talks, oh, it's Fergie this, it's Fergie that. Fuck all that. Ollie came in, and then the first 5 games, everyone was like, anyone can do that because it was so bad. Then it was you ain't played anyone hard yet. Then we beat Spurs. Then it was then we beat Chelsea away. Then we beat PSG away. Then we beat you away. We've been there and done it. Ollie's proved in these games as well that he can make the right decisions. He can make the right personnel changes and adapt in game. I think the only little tiny criticism I have against Ollie, and it's only one little thing, was when we was half time against PSG 0-0, and we had them 2 injuries, and he brought on Matter on the right hand side, and it didn't work out. And then after that, the next game was Chelsea. What did he do? Matter was a false 9 in the centre because he learned from it. It worked. So
he also has the help of VAR as well.
Well, listen, this is why it's got to be there. I bet you lot wish you had it against Tottenham.
Funny enough, you could have done with it on Saturday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
and you could have done with it against Spurs. That is why I believe, no matter what you think about VAR, that's why I think within reason.
I don't agree with it because, to be honest with you, I don't agree with it because it's what difference does a Muppet on the pitch have to a Muppet in the studio?
Because I think it's about opinion anyway. So you may as well have as many replays to get the decision right because they're still about opinion.
It's different opinions, but it's not fact. What I'm trying to say is...
Some of them are. I think if it clears up 60% of decisions, it's right.
You see decisions, right, that is given in the VAR that are wrong, completely wrong. I mean, I saw a thing on the World Cup when the Nigerian geezer had the Argentina guy in the penalty area, his foot right on his head. He didn't give nothing. Didn't even go to VAR. I don't agree with it because at the end of the day, we wouldn't need it. We have the worst officials in fucking Europe, mate.
That's why we need some help.
No, we have the worst. We have the worst officials. We need. If it's up to me, I'd bring in foreign referees in there.
Would you?
Yeah, because I think these officials, they are
the ones that give everything you tackle is a foul. And
this guy we had on Sunday, I mean, he's one of the
John
worst.
Moss is terrible. He's worse than Mike Dean. He's worse than Mike Dean, John Moss.
I think a lot of the refs in this country do have agendas, though, bruv. They're terrible, bruv.
Teletubby running around the fucking pitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, as Man United fans, we love VAR. I love it. I love it now. I love it now.
To me, bruv. It's been good to me.
Listen, Claude.
Just saying, that's my fault.
You've been against it from the start, to be fair. I know you've echoed that.
I don't agree because I think what difference is another referee to another ref? They might both feel this, but also every referee has different interpretation to the rule.
But that's why, Claude.
That's why. What makes him right and him wrong?
But that's why I think because it's always going to be down to an opinion. I think you may as well give them all the tools with an opinion where there's actually some form of fact there. And you know what? There are some decisions though. There's some decisions though that they can be cleared up very instantly with a VAR.
But take that.
Do you know what I mean?
Take that penalty against Spurs, right, with the encroachment. Bloody Stevie Wonder could have seen.
But do you know what? There was that Dermot. No, some of them ex-referee, the Dermot guy was saying actually no. He was like, according to the letter of the law, this thing occurred before that, so it actually means it is a penalty and all of this nonsense. But look, listen, we can go on all day for VAR.
I'm talking about the Harry Kane. I'm talking about the encroachment.
Was in the penalty.
Because Vertonghen ran in.
Yeah.
In the box. Okay.
How can he not see that? Why do we need VAR for that? I mean, how can he not see it?
The linesman's got to see it. Listen, you turned this into a VAR thing.
Anyway.
This is the Flex and Rants show talking about United. We don't do VAR on this.
As I said, I'm looking at the top 4, and you asked me about.
Give me your prediction. Give me your prediction for top 4 now.
I think Manchester United, they've got to play Man City away.
No, we've got to play City and Chelsea at home.
City and Chelsea at home.
Yeah, then the rest is kind of.
And you know what? City at home. You know, I mean, they're beatable. You haven't got to play Liverpool anymore. No. I think it's tricky because I think
we still have to go to Liverpool and
Chelsea
and the Etihad as well.
They're on a bit of a slide, Tottenham, haven't they? They've got the confidence.
They're just going to pull it out of the bag just to piss you lot off. I really do. I think they'll just do it.
He thinks Tottenham going to get in there?
I think if you finish above Tottenham, you'll finish in the top 4.
Because I want to see expressions in his face.
He wants little bro's blood, bro.
I hope that's how I want to say pee.
expressions you heard here first, man. Claude's coming for you, so you better hope you get that top 4. Right, listen, give me a 1, before you go, give me a 1 to 4.
1 to 4.
Yeah, so who's going to win the league and then up to 4th place?
Right, I'm going to go Man City to win the title.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Liverpool 2nd.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Manchester United 3rd, and I'm going to go Arsenal 4th. Yeah, we'll go.
But listen, Claude, it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. Thank you.
Pleasure,
And we will see you come the end of the season. Hopefully, well, do I want you to get top 4? No. I don't want you to be stressed because I like you, but I can't say I want Arsenal to get top 4.
I know what you want.
Yeah? All right, listen, thank you for joining us, mate.
Man.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers, Claude. Claude there. Your 1 to 4 prediction before we move on.
I think we'll finish 3rd, Tottenham will finish 4th. I think Arsenal will finish 6th. I think Chelsea will pass them. I do, bro. I do, bro.
Okay.
I do.
There's Rants.
That's me putting it out there, that juju into the universe, blood. I'm telling you, blood. Because if man finish 6th, oh Lord, you see what I'm gonna do? Oh my God, it's all mad.
That is Rants' prediction for the top 4. Right, let's hit the questions up, man. Question time. We're not going to do as many questions today because it's been quite a long show, obviously, with our special guest, Claude, sorry. Thanks for coming on. Right, let's go straight into it. This is from Brother 12, the animation thing we got coming up, our guy. He's working on that, you know. He said our avatars look good. He sent me a couple of pictures, look quite funny, so watch out for that. If you had a list of who would stay and who would get sold in the summer, who would be in each list? I, for one, never want to see Jones, Young or Matic again. There are more I want out, but I will leave it to you, man, to discuss.
You know what? Like, Matic is a good squad player, but he can't be starting, bruv. I even said, man like McTominay's, bruv, Sergio Biscuits, bruv. He's better than Matic, you know. He is, you know. I told man, like, Matic was horrible against Arsenal, bruv. He's the reason why we fucked the midfield, you know. It's him. It's him. And I've been saying it's him, you know. Man like problematic, blood. I'm telling you, that's what he is. He shouldn't play for us. Things with McTominay, yeah, he's more mobile.
But hold on, Rants, he was doing well. There was a time where we were saying Matic, he's doing good under Oli with Herrera and Pogba.
No,
Come on.
we said he was playing better in the sense that he was passing forward.
Was he not just rusty because he was injured?
No, he's too slow, bruv. He always does this little half turn. He takes 4 touches all the time and he just needs to take... McTominay doesn't do that. He wins the ball and he just gives it simple because he knows he doesn't have all that. Like, Matic thinks he's a prime Lionel Messi on the ball, blood. Trying to dribble past people, blood.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who said either Oli brought him back too early or they would have preferred McTominay.
And he gets his pocket pinched, bruv. I'm telling you, he should have gone with McTominay, Fred and Pogba. And we win that midfield battle comfortably, bro. Like, that's just what it is.
Who else would you...
He's a squad player, but I wouldn't get rid of him, but he's not starting for me, innit? Like, we missed Ander Herrera yesterday.
He says Young and Jones. 12 says as well.
I'd get rid of Phil Jones. I think he's the weakest link out of our centre backs. You know what I mean? As much as,
but it's not that bad because he's not playing. Remember, you said that he's going to be 5th choice, so he's just really going to just sit there. I would rather like Bailly
was that guy and Jones was gone. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I had to choose, but I think we'll sell Bailly. I think Ashley Young, Ashley Young shouldn't be starting for us. Like, I'll keep him as a squad player, but again, like, if man are serious, Ashley Young shouldn't be nowhere near the team. So. I don't know. I think I agree with all of those. I think that Darmian will leave. I think that Rojo could possibly leave as well.
Yeah, he's getting 0 game time, man, and he's not going to get any anytime soon.
And that's it, really. Like, do you know what I mean? I said I would get rid of Juan Mata, but it looks like they're going to give him a new deal. So
okay. Next question. Let me swap this around. Next question is from handsome_just. He says, my G's, it was tough losing to the Jelly Babies FC just because their team are dead food. Do you guys think it will be harder for us to secure top 4 when we have the run-in that we do, plus we're still in 2 cup competitions? Good question. Thanks for that, bro.
I don't. And you know what I don't think? I think a lot of guys, please don't forget that when we beat them, man, at the Moonwalk Stadium, we made 5 changes. And also, all these games that we've been winning them with a weakened team. We've had loads of injuries. People are forgetting this. When we've had a fully fit squad with Rashford down the middle, we ain't lost the game, you know. It's only when we started integrating Lukaku back into the team.
Then he got a little bit of form, so it felt like
he got a little bit of form. And also, Rashford lost form because Rashford wasn't playing in that position. So Rashford's been rubbish over the last 3 or 4 games. Like, PSG, he was shit. But he got the rebound for Lukaku was his shot, and then he scored the penalty. But
and that was poor against Arsenal.
He was poor against Arsenal and PSG. Rashford's been poor for 3 or 4 games because Lukaku gets in his way. Our best football is when Rashford is down the middle, Lingard and Martial are playing on the wings. We haven't seen that in a long time, guys. So that's still to come back. But we've shown that we've got depth and we know how to get the W no matter what team we put out. So I think that playing in the cup competitions isn't going to stifle us because we've seen that we can make changes and we can still win games. So like, have faith, man. Like, Ollie's at the wheel. I'm super happy, bro.
Cool. At Matt Palmer 204 says, if United fail to get into the top 4, do you think Pogba will stay, and do you see it affecting the quality we can bring in during the window?
Pogba ain't going nowhere, and
he's definitely not going anywhere.
We brought Pogba, Zlatan, and them man in the Europa League, so that doesn't mean a damn thing. Like what league we're playing in here does not affect who we can bring in. We are who we are, bro. Do you know what I mean? But we will get top 4.
I can't see Pogba going anywhere. He looks very happy.
He's very
I could see him next season potentially being captain.
He will be the captain next year, bro. Especially with Ollie there. Ollie will get the job. He will be the captain. You saw the interview when man said about Manchester City being the top team. Pogba was like, talking about, bro. Pogba knows where his bread's buttered. He knows he's home. You know what I mean? Pogba's not going nowhere.
It's been a crazy show. Like I said, we're going to keep it moving. The last thing we're going to do is just talk about the Wolves game very, very quickly. Tough game, man. Tough game. A lot of fans saying, obviously, they're expecting us to bounce back after that Arsenal loss. And, you know, it's probably a good thing that we got a game so soon so we can try and put that right.
Absolutely.
What kind of team are you going with, depending on who's fit, etc.? And what do you think the outcome's going to be? Because you see what Wolves done at Chelsea. They got a draw against us. They got a draw against Arsenal. Should have beat them. They beat Spurs at their ground. They've beaten Man City at their ground. They've beaten Chelsea at their ground. They are not a shit team. Wolves are a very good team.
They are. I just think you start Martial in that game. Do you know what I mean? You start Rashford down the middle in that game.
Are you dropping Lukaku? Or?
Oh, no, but move him to the right or something.
Because Jesse's probably still not going to be ready.
To the right or something, but I don't want to see him down the middle because it's killing Rashford's form, bro. It is. Like
it actually is. He actually has been bad since he's gone there.
And the thing is, I'd rather build a strike force around Rashford than around Rom. Do you know what I mean? Rom's very good at what he's good at, but he's very limited, innit? Like, in and around the box, cool. But Rashford makes them little runs.
But is that the problem we got though, Rants? Because remember me and you were saying, like, when he was in this little bit of form, when he got the 6 goals in the 3 games, was it? 3?
Yeah.
It was like, it's because he's like in central areas. We're not trying to make him dribble. We're keeping him out the way. Just stay between there. But then we've got this little dilemma where it's like, but Rashford's actually better there. Exactly. So what do we do then? Do we sacrifice the fact that we don't trust Lukaku out in the wings positions because? So what you were saying is keep Rom out for Rashford, put Rom back on the wing.
I would put him on the right. He played against Arsenal. He didn't do too badly. His delivery from out there is not too bad, but
his cross is actually quite good.
Bro, he's probably got the best. Well, apart from Dallo, his crossing's probably the second best at the club, bro.
That's mad that we've been saying.
Yeah, bro. Get him on that right hand side. I want Rashford back down the middle, man, because he's dying out there, bro. And I feel sorry for him because he's running his socks off, but Rashford needs to be down the middle, man. Just his movement is a nuisance, and I think play him, bring McTominay back in.
So you drop Matic?
I would. He didn't look sharp, bruv. Do you know what I mean? And man could say, yeah, let him play his way into form and that, but this is a cup. No, do you know what I mean?
I can't see Ollie doing that.
Yeah, me neither, unfortunately, bruv. But like, honestly, we need to see Paul Pogba doing Paul Pogba things. So we need that insurance behind him. I don't trust man.
It has been on Pogba. I think because of the injuries we've had, like we said, we've highlighted the fact that he's taken up a different role. Yeah. Played some time on the left side against Arsenal. Then when he has been playing centrally, he's been letting the likes of Fred and Pereira, like he's helping with them. Yeah. I am dying to see it go back to how it was with that balance when Herrera comes back in, so Pogba can get back.
The midfield without Ander in there, you know what I mean? I think he doesn't, and he's saying to Pogba be a bit more disciplined, and then obviously he's getting the flack from that because then people are saying, "Oh, Pogba's not playing well, he's off form." He's not off form. He's playing in a different role, bruv. But we want to see Pogba back up there in the 8/number 10 role, bruv, like off the front players. So.
That's his best position. Yeah. That is. Lindelof had a little bit of a shaky game anyway, that's just the first bad game in a while.
He's allowed to have one.
With so you're expecting a W out of the Wolves game?
Yes, and also Fred's coming good as well. And I'm super happy about that.
He got a lot of stick from a lot. It was quite mixed. I thought he had a good game.
He had a great game. Yeah, it's just that he gave away the pen, and that's what people are going to remember. But
which was soft.
Fred was quality, bro. Like he's tenacious. He wins the ball. He's mobile. He's 2-footed. He tries to pass forward, and he's brave, man. I like him. He's a Manchester United player, man. He's showing that he's worth the money that we spent on him, man. I think next season he's gonna be a big player for us. I do. It's like a new signing, bro.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can continue to get some of that confidence out of him. I like what Ollie said in the press conferences after the Arsenal game. He said, look, we've got the chance to bounce back straight again against Wolves. Sometimes he didn't put it down to any Paris blues or hangovers or attitude's not right. He just said, look, sometimes you don't take your chances in the game, and that's what happens. We move on. So we're fully confident in it.
We could be singing that we're going to Wembley, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? That's how football changes. Do you know what I mean? All the doom and gloom. We lost one game, this year?
Exactly.
This year, because the
First since
PSG
December
was
12th.
just the first half, blood. So that didn't count, innit? We didn't really lose that
So you can
game.
say this is the first game we lost under Ollie.
Yeah, this is the first game we lost under Ollie, really. Do you know what I'm saying? Man ain't lost. We hadn't lost a game in 2019. We're in March, yeah? And man are getting upset. Come on, bruv. Like, just brush this off. Do you know what I mean? Like, them man won their cup final. That's cool, innit? But for us, we still got it all to play for, man. We got Champions League to play for last 8. FA Cup quarterfinals. And we're in the race for top 3, bruv. Not just top 4.
Exactly what I said earlier.
So
Yeah,
what's the
100%.
What's the hassle, bruv? Like,
Exactly.
we're good.
What I did like from all of you guys, pretty much all on social media, and the fans I spoke to outside the game, no one was panicking.
No.
Everyone came out singing Ollie's at the wheel. Everyone was happy. Even when the chances weren't going in, the way end was still bouncing. And the general consensus, in fact, I haven't seen one United fan, in my mentions anyway, or on social media world, say, oh, this is why we can't trust Ollie. There was no panic stations, and absolutely, you know, it's the rival fans who were actually pissed off the fact there were no meltdowns, the fact that we wasn't crying and shouting in fan cams, or you wasn't losing your head. You know what, guys? We're good. We're good. We've lost one game this year. One game. And you know what? We've been giving it so much, and you guys have been so jealous to see us doing what we're doing. Yeah. I expect you guys to want a different reaction from us, but hear what? You ain't going to get it, because we good. Ollie's at the wheel. Listen, like I said at the beginning of the show, we are on 400,000 subscribers and counting. Thank you all for your support. It's been crazy. Thank you everyone involved with the channel, from the moderators to all the different presenters and influencers and people in the fan cams and people who call in, people who tweet. Everyone, every single one of you involved. It's been good, isn't it? It's been a great less than a year for you, but
it's been nuts, innit, bro? But it shows how good a job we're doing, innit? Like, it's just the momentum's just gonna keep coming. This time next year, bruv, hopefully, do you know what I mean? We'll be on that road to 1 million,
That's
bro.
That's it. Let's keep pushing. Rant socials.
Yeah, bruv. Make sure you hit up the YouTube channel, obviously, youtube.com/Rants and Bants, and then at Rants and Bants on Twitter and Instagram for all your trolling needs, bruv. Like,
There's gonna be a lot of that this week, especially if Thursday comes.
Kippers, bruv, I'm telling you.
Thursday comes and Arsenal lose. Oh my God.
Bruv.
Cool. Let's just leave that one there.
Win, you know, or else it's gonna be deactivation time.
100%. I'm Flex UTD across all of the socials as well, Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Get at me, man. We'll see you guys same time, same place next week. Peace.